I felt a warm breath on my face. Oh my god, that's so gross. Oh, that is so disgusting. Hi, Future Faye editing this video. So I done goofed and I had the mic the wrong way around through the whole video, which is fun. My husband has tried to fix the sound, but we've done our best and it is what it is. So I can only apologize, but I hope you still enjoy it and I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye! Hello and welcome back to Escapism Stories. I'm your host Faye. This is Amiko, and today we are reading some Christmas ghost stories from Reddit as part of the Christmas series. Me and Amiko are so excited. So let's get into it. The first story comes from r/paranormalEncounters, and this one is by Creepypasta. Let's go. A Christmas story for you. Hi everyone, it's Christmas, and that brought back some memories from my childhood that I wanted to share. Some of you will undoubtedly think that this is a fictional story, and some won't believe any of it, and that's okay. The only thing I can tell you is that it's 100% true. There are many more events that I experienced in this home. Also, believe it or not, I lived in 2 or more haunted homes in my later life. If you also want to hear about those, just let me know. When I was 5, my family moved to a new home. We were a large family, being 7 of us together, with myself being the youngest of the bunch. The home was not luxurious by any means, being an older home in a neighborhood that straddled an industrial area. The first 2 were pretty uneventful for me. I don't recall anything unusual during that time, but by the time I was 7, that all changed. Dun dun dun! Regularly, in fact, almost nightly, I would hear someone come up the stairs that led to the upper floor where the bedrooms were located. At first, I thought it was one of my 2 sisters coming up the stairs because the steps were soft and steady. I listened intently to the steps every night until one night it dawned on me there are only 7 or 8 footfalls, and I knew there were more stairs than that because I, as a kid, counted them. There were 13. My child logic told me that someone had gone halfway up or halfway down, so in reality, whoever it was should still be on the stairs. I jumped up quickly and looked at the stairs to solve the mystery, but there was no one there. That's when I realized that there was something else going on that I did not understand. Being a curious 7 or 8-year-old by now, I did a thorough examination of the stairwell. Being an old staircase, I discovered that each stair had its own unique sound. Some squeaked, some popped, and some did both. Over a short time, I was able to thoroughly identify the unique noises that each step made. Well, this kid is thorough. Like, I think I would have, as a child, thought, that's weird. Saw no one on the stairs and then just gone about my life, but this kid, very thorough. As a result, I discovered that the ghostly resident... Okay, it's jump straight to ghosts, it's just immediately a ghost, okay? As a result, I discovered that the ghostly resident was coming up the stairs each night, but never reaching the top. And that was of great comfort to 8-year-old me, with the bedroom door a meter, 4 or 5 feet from the top of the stairs. I mean, yeah, I can see why that's a relief. The ghost can't go up any further, it can only go halfway up. Around this time, the ghostly activity in the house escalated and became more and more aggressive. The footsteps I heard previously were soft and considerate, as if it came up the stairs quietly so I would not be awakened. The tone of the activity now was harsh and aggressive. One Christmas Eve that year, I think it was 1973, I was laying in my bed excitedly waiting for Santa's arrival. I couldn't sleep. I was full of candy and eggnog. Side note, I've never had eggnog. Does it have eggs in it? That I genuinely am curious. Does it have eggs in it? I've only ever seen it. We don't have it here in the UK, that I know of. I'm curious as to what it tastes like. I shared a room with 2 brothers at this time, both of whom were much older, so my bedtime was earlier than theirs. When I was a child, I shared my bedroom with my 2 sisters, and genuinely, it was so comforting when anything scary happened, because I knew that it would be us 3 in it together instead of just me on my own. I have actually never had my own bedroom in my life because I grew up, I moved out and lived with my husband. So that's it. I've never had my own room. So I don't know what that's like, and I think I'll be quite scared. I began to hear scrambling and thumping on my bedroom ceiling. I was excited. Santa was here. But wait, the scraping transition... It's okay, hon. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's just a story. We're just reading ghost stories, honey. But wait, the scraping transitioned into a dragging noise, as if a heavy chest was being dragged across my ceiling. It was accompanied by the distinct clicking sounds of heavy chains. Is this about to turn into a Christmas carol? Is this a Christmas carol? Is this what this is happening to this 8-year-old? Christmas carol vibes. Santa used sleigh bells, not chains, I thought. Oh, or is it the Krampus? Maybe it's the Krampus. I've been researching the Krampus. There will be an episode on the Krampus. So this is a pre-warned for a Krampus episode. The same thing happened on the next December 24th also, and by then I had matured enough that I knew for sure that Santa was most definitely not responsible for those sounds. Question, did they then get presents? So could you think, maybe the stories of Santa, the sleigh bells aren't quite that accurate? Maybe he brings a chest with him. But I still got presents, so does it matter? Maybe not. Then came the breathing. Regularly, whilst I was playing in my room or doing homework, I would hear heavy breathing. No. Try as I might, I could not tell where it was coming from. It seemed to come from everywhere and it was loud. There is this something about breathing that is very creepy and never failed to raise hairs on the back of my neck. Oh, yeah, 100% that is disgusting. You just go... no, disgusting. No, I'm not a fan of that. That's gross. Maybe it was just the heating. Does the heating sound like breathing? Maybe it's the house settling. I actually hate that as an excuse. Oh, it's the house settling. Why is the house settling? What is it settling in to do? I don't understand. The sudden crashes were the one thing that really got to me. I could never reason them away. They were horrific. The first time it happened, I thought a bus had driven into the house. I searched every room and I could not find anything to account for the noise. The crashes became a regular occurrence, happening only when I was alone. It was a different time back in the 70s. Being home alone at 9 or 10 was acceptable. Of course, no one believed me when I tried to tell them, because there was no evidence to show what I was saying was the truth. That's interesting that this person is like one of 7, and no one else is experiencing anything of the sort. They were the youngest, so could we argue that younger people are more susceptible to this sort of thing? Who knows? Fast forward to 1976 when I was 11. By now, I had been living with the footsteps on the stairs, the breathing, the crashes, doors slamming, and nightmares for a number of years. One bright summer morning, I lay in my bed, being the top bunk above my brother. He was not there that morning because he was away with the military reserve unit that he had recently joined. As I lay in a half-awake state, barely conscious, I felt a warm breath on my face. Oh my god, that's so gross! Oh, that is so disgusting. Ooh, no. As I opened my eyes, I was startled to see that I was just inches away from the ceiling. The warm breath I felt on my face was my own, being reflected from the ceiling back to me. I was floating in the air. As quickly as I realized that what was happening, I immediately fell to the bed. I dropped about 1 or 2 feet and landed with a jolt. Even now, I am not sure if I was having an out-of-body experience or if this was an actual physical experience. It happened so fast I could not even tell. I'm hoping that this is just the weirdest sleep paralysis because this person is saying they woke up to that. Maybe it's a sleep paralysis, they were in and out of a dream, but that is really scary. That's very scary. The next summer, one of my sisters got married. I have 2 sisters, and the older one had left home by then.
The newly married sister and her husband were away on their honeymoon. I took full advantage of her vacant bedroom so I could get some privacy from my brother. Little did I know this would set up a sequence of events that would create a showdown between me and my unwanted ghost. A day or two after the wedding, I excitedly moved into my new territory. The door in this room didn't open easily, as the floor was carpeted in a not-so-beautiful 1970s green shag and snagged the bottom of the door. I did my best to close the door and jumped onto the bed for the night. Almost immediately, things started to happen. I heard nightly footsteps coming up the stairs, then the door opened. Yes, this is the same door that needed a moderate amount of force to open against the high carpet. Gravity or a draft blowing through did not open that door, it was pushed. It occurred to me at that moment that this was the nightly destination of the footsteps that I had heard on so many nights. I was very aware at this point I was not alone. Ooh, that's so creepy. That's so creepy. Also, a green shag carpet, so 70s. By this point in my life, for some strange reason, I was no longer afraid, but rather had a strange indifference towards it. I casually got out of bed and closed the door again. Whilst I was settling back in, again the door opened. Again I climbed out of bed and defiantly closed it. This time it stayed closed and was quiet for a few minutes. Well, that's very annoying. Imagine trying to sleep and your door keeps opening. Oh my god, that would be so annoying. That would be so annoying. Then the empty hangers in the closet began to move. Oh no, that's so annoying. I'm trying to sleep. They clicked and chatted against each other as if an unseen hand was swaying back and forth along them. They scraped along the bar from which they hung, obviously being pushed left and then right. I refused to move or react. Next to the closet was a large dresser with a mirror. It began to shake vigorously. Oh, not the mirror. Seriously, mirror ghosts. I know they haven't said there's an actual ghost looking in the mirror, but that is so scary. That is absolutely terrifying. Imagine like just seeing a figure in your mirror. No. Get out of there. That's so gross. Light coming in from the window reflected off the mirror and wildly sprayed around the room. I refused to budge. I belong here, you don't, I thought. I'm not going anywhere. Oh my god, what a ballsy kid. No way, I would have ran. She would have been gone. Then things stepped up a notch. Oh no, why? This ghost has something in for this kid. Then things stepped up a notch when my bed began to shake. It shook hard, but still I refused to budge. This is like one of those 4-year-old kid stories where it's just kind of a repetition of the same thing happening but in different locations. Like, the cow went for a walk. The cow ate some grass. The cow went to lie down. It's not really like that, is it? I don't know. The foot of the bed lifted off the floor an inch or two and was dropped back down, creating a large thump. Nope, I'm not leaving, I said out loud. Why is no one else hearing any of this stuff happening? That is weird, right? Not one, like, they haven't mentioned anyone hearing all of, like, the doors banging or, like, the bed now thumping against the floor. Like, surely you'll be able to hear that in other people's rooms? That's weird. Weird. All night long, the activity continued without stopping, and all night long, I stubbornly refused to leave that room. I drifted in and out of sleep as things moved and fell off the dresser. The bed was shaking, things rattled, and the door opened and closed occasionally. I regularly reinforced my position by defiantly telling the ghost to shut up, until at about 5 a.m. when I had enough. I was tired and very cranky from being awake all night and began yelling at it. I mean, I would have done that when I was trying to go to sleep. I hate sudden sounds. When I'm trying to sleep, I have to have like pure darkness. It has to be purely quiet. Like this would drive me mad. I sternly advised it that I was not leaving that bedroom, and if they didn't like it, too bad. Immediately, all the activity stopped. And they just told the ghost off, "Stop it! Stop it! I need to sleep." The ghost is like, "Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I was just trying to have fun." I did not hear another sound afterward. In fact, until we moved from that home 2 years later, I experienced nothing at all in that house. No footsteps on the stairs, no breathing, and no sudden, loud crashing noises. It seems that my stubborn nature had outwilled that ghost and caused it to move on. I guess stubbornness has its place in life after all. That was a great story. I really enjoyed that ghost just fully got told off and just stopped it. Maybe the ghost thought the whole time that they were having fun together and didn't realize that this kid didn't actually like all those things, and this isn't a game they don't want to play. So then the ghost just left to bother some other people. Weird.
Anyway, that's all we got time for today, so we'll see you in the next one. Bye!